One, one, one or two.
My name is Nathan Dappen. I'm 24 and by no means special. I could never play a professional sport no matter how hard I try. That's okay. I don't have to be the best to like who I am. But I do have to think that I'm at least trying to be the best me to stay happy. Our limits change. They grow and diminish, but we always have them. These restrictions are like gravity. They are an inescapable force that weigh us down, reminding us through pain and exhaustion that we can never be free of them. Many times this is a good thing. It humbles us in the face of grandness and empowers us when confronted with accomplishable tasks. People push their limits on many different fields. Some explore their limits emotionally, others psychologically, intellectually, or even sexually. We are all born within certain confines, within certain limits. Where we fall on that scale, however, is in our hands. And if we are willing to work, you would be astonished at what we can accomplish. This whole experience is about pushing my limits. Grunting, screaming, sweating, and crying, I promised myself that I would force my way through pain and anguish to find out where I could arrive. For if I don't do it now, when will I? "28 miles. 1 week from tomorrow, I run 28 miles. I know, the distance isn't a normal marathon, but neither is the route. The first 8 miles out of Manfredonia are easy, flat and slow. Then comes the hard part. 6 grueling miles that wind up 2,000 feet to the castle above the mountaintop town of Monte Sant'Angelo. It's not over there though. From the castle, I must turn around and run the same route home. I've never done anything like this before, and I think that that's why I'm doing it. I took the last 2 weeks off training when my friends visited me over the last 2 weeks, and there's no way I can sufficiently train for a run like this in a week. The truth is that I don't even know if I can finish the run. I have been training though. I work out a lot. Training your legs is also only one part of the challenge. When you're running 15 miles a day, your arms get tired before your legs. They get lazy and your torso picks up the slack. Before you know it, your chest, back, and stomach are exhausted. Bad news for your lungs. With every step you take, your breathing grows harder and heavier. Making sure your whole body is strong is crucial for long distance running. I cover part of this at the boxing and kickboxing classes I go to 3 days a week at a local gym. It's become one of my favorite hobbies. I can't quite put my finger on it. I know that I'm not violent, but something incredible happens when you hit or get hit by someone. It's like the whole world disappears. You move faster, everything seems slower. It's really weird. On top of fighting, I do lots of pull-ups, push-ups, and sit-ups. Every day, every run. This is my least favorite part of working out. It's what pushes my workouts from hard to uncomfortable. And of course, I run. I run, and I run, and I run. I run for at least 2 hours a day. Running is new to me. Well, I've always done it, but never at this level. It's an interesting sport and it's so psychological. I do all types. Flats, hills, fast, slow. The hardest part of running is the startup and the end. An incredible thing happens when you run for long distances. There's a point when your body grows comfortable, once you've sunk into a rhythm, when you arrive in a meditative state. Your mind is neither occupied or relaxed, and you're thinking about everything and nothing all at the same time. I call this Narnia. When you're in Narnia, you barely realize you're running at all. It's wonderful. And then, a cramp, an off-step, a car horn, anything really, and it's gone. And almost every time it ends, your body begins to hurt, Your legs feel cramped and you're short of breath. The rest of the run is generally miserable. Some days Narnia lasts an hour, others 5 minutes, and many days when you're sore or occupied in thought, it never happens at all. It was the 10th of June. It was like any other day, but different. Today is the day. Today is when we'll see what all this training has been for. Tell you what is to make sure everything down there is comfortable. Ankle brace, socks, shoes, double knots, no stopping for shoe tying, no stopping. At 11:15 it begins, 8 miles through town and across the plain. The hardest part here is seeing everything in front of you. 8 miles away is the bottom of the mountain, 14 miles away is the castle, 28 miles to complete the run. It's all there, it's all in front of me. And now, the hard part. Here we go. 1 foot in front of the other, right, left, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and then everything disappeared. I was in Narnia. My legs moved themselves, my breathing was perfect. For 40 glorious minutes, I ran uphill in a painless and effortless state. A sharp pain brought me back. My left ankle was hurting, and my knees too. I was tired. I was really tired. But I was almost there, almost at the top. People stared at me out their car window. It was raining. My pace was slow. Every step took effort. I took deep breaths as I ran through the streets of Monte Sant'Angelo. There it was, the castle. I made it, halfway there. The rest should be easy, I thought. I'll let gravity determine my pace. Taking big steps, I began the descent. It started raining harder. At first it was nice. It cooled me down, but soon I was cold. My muscles grew tight. I could hear my footsteps booming in my knees and ankles. After 45 minutes running downhill, I could no longer feel individual parts of my legs. They were just 2 dry and brittle rubber bands about to snap. The last hour and a half of the run may have physically been the most uncomfortable and demanding experience of my life. My legs were the manifestations of pain. My eyes stung from salty sweat. Time stretched into an eternity. Every step a lifetime. At the Manfredonia glass factory, I collapsed. I wanted Sarah to pick me up and drive me home. A cold beer, a pat on the back, but I was alone. Sarah had gone home during the descent. There were still 3 miles left. Get up. Get up. It's almost over. Halfway hallucinating, I stumbled through Manfredonia in a state I can barely describe. I hurt so bad, I was almost crying. And then I would laugh at myself. And then I would almost cry again. I was so consumed by the desire to stop that I could barely remember why I had started. And then, through the haze of exhaustion, I could see my house. I could see Sarah. It was almost over. I ran through our gates. Sarah sprayed me with champagne. I was too tired to appreciate how sweet she was. Lying on the cold tiles, a wave of relief washed the last drops of toughness out of me. I was crying and I was laughing. Sarah didn't understand. There was nothing left to stop me. No energy left to hold anything back. My muscles were spasming and I was in pain, so I cried. But the ridiculous state I was in was at the same time hilarious. So I just laid there, in a puddle of sweat and champagne, laughing and crying. Am I a better man? Have I changed? I think the answer is no. But for 4 hours and 45 minutes, I pushed the edges of my capabilities, and maybe I found something in my pain, something special. It's not worth trying to describe.